Goldfish.
Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
Sundays on MeTV 19.1. Scott Minshaw reports at 6 at 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, no snow, no skiing. Marquette Mountain pushes back its opening date for the season. Hear from the general manager about why. Plus, veterans in Delta County are learning more about the benefits and resources available to them and their families. And an Escanaba Thai restaurant makes a comeback with a new name. What's on the menu at Tied Up? Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
A fairly mild one out there. It was a bit windy though. Ariane, will we cool down very much tonight?
We're actually going to be slightly warmer than we were the other night, which I guess is good news. We'll be in that 25 to even 40 degree range. I'll show you with the map coming up after the break. But for the most part, we're expecting cloudy conditions, those flurries finally heading on out. But they are likely to return tomorrow, where our temperatures will also still be in that 30 degree range, and then likelier chances of snow coming next week. I've got your full forecast after the break.
Thank you very much, Eric. Marquette Ski Resort is delaying its opening day due to the lack of snowfall. Marquette Mountain was initially set to open this Saturday, December 2nd. The general manager says today's sunshine prompted them to shut off the snowmaking machines. So the anticipated opening date for the ski hill is now December 9th. The general manager says making snow can be tricky. It takes the right balance of humidity and temperature, which they just don't have right now.
We put races on. We have to get them a little deeper depth than the rest of our runs and that kind of thing. So we shoot for about 24 to 36 inches on our race runs to make sure that the racers have the depth they need. And so it takes a bit of snow to do that.
This weekend, the mountain will have its T-bar and shop open for those who are looking to get a ski pass. In Washington, New York Senator Chuck Schumer, who is the highest elected Jewish official in U.S. history, gave a passionate speech on the Senate floor warning about the rise in anti-Semitism in our country. In a roughly 40-minute long and passionate speech, Schumer gave examples of anti-Semitic attacks and harassment Jewish people have dealt with in the U.S. following the Hamas-Israel conflict, which began in early October. The senator says while it's not anti-Semitic to criticize the Israeli government, he cautions about rhetoric that crosses over into something different, like calling for the complete destruction of Israel. Schumer says rhetoric like that is rooted in anti-Semitism.
I am speaking up to issue a warning informed by lessons of history too often forgotten. No matter what our beliefs, no matter where we stand on the war in Gaza, all of us must condemn anti-Semitism with full-throated clarity wherever we see it, before it metastasizes into something even worse. Because right now, that's what Jewish Americans fear most.
Following the October 7th attacks in Israel, the Anti-Defamation League says it's seen nearly a 400% spike in reports of anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. Senator Schumer is not alone in speaking out against anti-Semitism. We've also heard from members on the other side of the aisle denouncing the rise in anti-Semitism in our country as well. Around the UP, today veterans in Escanaba learned about benefits available to them through state organizations. The AARP partnered with the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency to educate vets about resources they may not know they qualify for, including health benefits and a fraud protection program. Many family members are also eligible for spousal pensions and caregiver benefits.
Has 530,000 veterans within the state, half of which are about 65 or older. So our partnerships with veteran serving organizations such as AARP is really important to the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency.
AARP has over 1.3 million members here in the state of Michigan, and many of those have served our country. And this is our way to give back to those that have served.
To learn more about benefits available to you or a veteran in your life, just visit WZMQ19.com. An annual event bringing culture and dance is coming to Northern Michigan University's campus this Saturday. It's a Learn to Walk Together powwow hosted by NMU's Native American Student Association and the Sioux Tribe of Chippewa Indians. Starting at 1 p.m. in the ballrooms, they'll have traditional Native American dancing, jingle dancing, and a feast. This is the first powwow that will be held at NMU. Leaders say it's aimed at sharing more of the tribe's culture with the community.
To be native to come here, you can be anybody is welcome. The powwow is a cultural event, and so we get to showcase who we are as a people, and we want other people to see that because there's a lot of understanding, especially within the community.
The event will also have vendors and multiple drum circles with musicians from Wisconsin and the UP. A new restaurant is bringing Asian fusion cuisine to Delta County. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has the story.
Tied Up opened for business earlier this fall, but it's not owner Charlie Yang's first time serving up Thai food in Escanaba.
Back in 2016, we had opened up Thai Express on Ludington Street. That went really well, but we gave it up during COVID.
Thai Express then moved to Menominee.
We were thinking of coming back here for a long time. During that time, we just didn't have the opportunity to come back until we found this spot.
This building on 3rd Avenue North became available and reopened as Tied Up. Yang describes the food as Asian fusion.
There's a lot of American restaurants here, you know. Our cuisine is much different, and just having access to that in this area makes that diversity of choice.
With many options that are hard to find locally.
Most of our rice noodle dishes you can't really get anywhere else. Pad Thai or the drunken noodles, and those seem to be very popular, so we want to expand on noodle dishes, a lot of the curries.
Along with alternatives for a variety of dietary restrictions and preferences.
It seems that tofu is also not offered around this area much, so we offer tofu and vegetarian options, as well as other options of no MSG or gluten-free. If your dietary needs are like that, then we can definitely cater to it.
Since returning to Escanaba, Yang says he's been overwhelmed by the community's enthusiasm and support for Tied Up.
We knew before we left that we had a lot of really good customers, but coming back, there was even more than we expected. All the customers have been really understanding and really showing that they care about us and making sure that we want to stay here.
Tied Up is open Monday from 4 to 8 and Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 8. Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, that's what Carl says, the final month of the year. What will December be like for us, and what's it looked like in the past? Carl has the stats for us. And later, does your car make the list of most reliable? Consumer Reports has the top brands. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, you know, we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
It's incredible, man. Go! Let's go! Oh my God.
Letters from home.
This is Survivor.
This is such a sick, twisted, disgusting, ridiculously delicious, enjoyable, terrifying game.
It's these kind of moments that make Survivor so fun to play.
It's not too late to become a part of the Survivor experience. A new Survivor followed by a new amazing race tonight on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. That's because at John's Auto, communication is the key to service. When we have your car, you can expect to be updated on what's going on. And Craig here will explain repairs in terms I even understand, and I'm only 9. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget, we're still your #1 source for a pre-owned vehicle in Marquette County.
John's Auto Marquette.
This is home for CBS, WZMQ 19.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
We didn't break any records today with our temperatures. That's okay, but we did have a high of 38 degrees, a low of 16 out at the National Weather Service station. And this evening, right now, we're mostly in that 30-degree range. That's primarily where we're going to be for the night. We've got partly cloudy, mostly clear skies across the UP. Those lows, like I mentioned, fairly warm. Tomorrow we'll be in that 25 to 40-degree range. Expect those temperatures to possibly drop midday with possible snow flying around as well. And then we'll expect that for our evening. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, because we have mostly clear to partly cloudy skies tonight and tomorrow night, there is a good chance that you could see those northern lights if you're willing to brave those temperatures. And again, we do have those flurries expected tomorrow night, but it looked like it was a little bit better opportunities for the aurora. But if you take any pictures, send them my way. Right now, those winds coming primarily out of the southwest, and we'll see a little bit of a direction change here this evening into tomorrow. Those winds starting to come out of the northwest, but we'll have some southwest winds here along Lake Michigan. Gusts expected to be up to 25 miles an hour. Most of that along that northwest coast, as well as Marquette, seeing some gusty conditions too. But other than that, we will primarily be fairly calm tonight. Taking a look at the radar at the moment, not a whole lot of activity as far as precipitation goes, but again, we could see some flurries flying around tomorrow. How much snow did we see the past 24 hours? Well, Dollarville, which I had to look it up, next to Newberry, 12 inches. Bergland also tied with 12 inches, and then everyone else a little bit less than that. We will have that snow coming back. Those of you skiers who are excited for it, it is on the way. Most likely, though, next week. It's looking fairly dry this weekend. Taking a look tomorrow morning, Eagle Harbor up there on the Keweenaw could see some flakes flying there, and then we'll expect more snow flying mostly along this northwest snow belt here with Elger County, even over to Luce County as well. But fairly dry conditions expected on Friday. We'll have chances for sunshine even into the weekend. Warmer temperatures also expected. Taking a look at what's happening in downtown Marquette, we've got the Winter Snow Fun Holiday Parade and tree lighting going on. That starts at 6 o'clock. The end of 3rd Street heads down to the Marquette Commons. It is going to be chilly out. Make sure you are bundled up for that event. Temperature around 30 degrees there at 5 p.m. And our 7-day outlook, like I mentioned, that temp dip expected tomorrow midday. Chances of flurries. And then Saturday and Sunday looking pretty nice, but we do have a 40% chance of snow showers returning on Sunday. And then looking ahead to next week, mostly cloudy, but those temperatures in the mid-30s. I've got your 7-day outlook for Escanaba and their event for the holidays coming up.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Our 19 News Insights is on the way next. We're learning more about a fellowship program for Northern Michigan University students that can have a real impact on the UP. That conversation is 2 minutes away.
Have you joined the switch to 19 News? More people are turning to WZMQ 19 for great stories. From Marquette to Iron Mountain, Escanaba and Lansing, and Washington, D.C. The only place you'll see Sarah Blakely and Ariane Stasic, plus Jim Koski, Carl Bonak, and Megan O'Connor. Thank you for making 19 News your go-to news station. Watch and discover the difference. Weeknights at 6 and 11. WZMQ 19 News.
When two celebrity-led teams
What is this?
face off
It's a Harley-drawn swan.
in a game of quick draw,
1, 2, 3, shoot!
it's fast-paced family fun for all. Pictionary. Every weekday.
Pictionary, weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
Escanaba and Delta County, home to beautiful beaches, Lake Michigan, lighthouses, pretty parks, and great people. It's why so many are proud to say, this is home. I'm Lily Simmons. I'll show you what's happening here every day. In your schools, your communities, and businesses. Sharing what makes this area so special.
Lily Simmons reports from Delta County. Weeknights at 6 and 11. only on WZMQ 19 News.
I'm Emilio Colon. Come with me on a journey to discover the historic town squares of Ponce and Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. In the next episode of Music in Puerto Rico, we'll experience history come to life through the universal language of music. Let's explore the vibrant cultural and commercial heritage of these fascinating cities.
Watch WZMQ 19 News at your convenience, always streaming free on viewit.com. You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Tonight on Insights, we're learning more about a program at NMU that allows a select number of students to work on real projects that will impact the UP, and they get credit for it too. It's called the Rural Leadership Fellowship Program. Joining us tonight with Insights is NMU's Executive Director of Business Engagement and Economic Development, David Nyberg. That's a long title, Dave.
I know.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanst for having us.
Absolutely.
It's great to be here.
So tell us about the Rural Leadership Fellowship Program.
This is a program that's a public-private partnership with Invest UP and Northern Michigan University. And really what it's seeking to do is give NMU students really unique applied learning opportunities working with Upper Peninsula communities on a community or economic development project. So it gives the students real-time work experience working with a community, and it also helps the community with capacity that they might not have had but for this program. And so the students receive academic credit for their work in this experience, and they also receive a 100% tuition and fee scholarship and a cash stipend for their work. So it's something that really augments their academic experience at NMU and gives them hopefully an opportunity to network and look for a career in economic development or public service in the Upper Peninsula long term.
Sure. What kind of sparked the idea behind this program?
Well, it was actually an idea that some colleagues and I at Invest UP had talked about, recognizing that some communities in the Upper Peninsula simply don't have the capacity to pursue some of the projects that they would like to do. And also recognize that Northern Michigan University actually has this really impressive track record of alumni working in economic development, but they've often had to go away from the Upper Peninsula to get that experience, whether it's going to Lansing or going to Washington, D.C., or working somewhere else downstate. And so we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could help solve both of those issues by giving students real opportunities while they're enrolled in classes, but also help communities with that staffing support that they might need. And really the understated aspect of this that we're hoping will happen is that networking, the relationship building that students will get by participating in this fellowship. And that also is part of the program is we have an advisory council of people that are really well respected in this field, and the students will benefit from those relationships.
Yeah, what's the selection process like for not only the students but also picking what projects that they're going to do?
So we have applications open for both right now. Student applications to be considered for the fellowship are live. And they're actually due on November 30th by midnight tomorrow, so it's a tight turnaround, but the application's pretty straightforward. It's pretty painless. Same for the communities, the community proposals. We're asking communities throughout the UP to submit their project ideas. And then we have our advisory committee and our faculty committee that'll work together to match up the student fellows with the projects.
Very cool. What are you hoping to see come out of this program?
It's really about the student experience. So we hope that students get a phenomenal experience working with leaders in the Upper Peninsula. We hope that they're able to build their confidence and skills, but also broaden their network with professionals that are well respected in this field throughout the state, and really hopefully consider staying in the Upper Peninsula for their career.
Yeah. What's the timeline for this program?
The timeline is, the fellowship will start in in January of 24, and the students will work in the winter semester through the fall semester of 2024.
So basically like a whole calendar
It's a calendar year. We're talking about the next cohort starting next fall, so it would overlap a little bit, so it would match with the academic calendar.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is this open to all NMU students or just grads or
Yeah, the conversation started, thank you for the question. The conversation started focused on graduate students, but we wanted to make sure that undergraduate students could also apply. So if there's an undergraduate student who really is interested in this and has a great candidacy, we want to make sure we're keeping that option open for them to participate.
Cool. Yeah. Really quickly before we wrap, where do people get more information?
NMU.edu rural-fellowship.
Perfect. David, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Still ahead tonight, after a mild November, what will December hold? Carl Bonak is here with his take. And later, which car brands are the most reliable? The brands that top the Consumer Reports list. But first, here's your Upers United volunteer opportunity of the day. Marquette's Trillium House, a hospice and short-term care facility, is looking for lunchtime cooks. This is an ongoing need Thursdays through Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Volunteers will help cook, clean, and serve meals to residents and also visit with them a little bit too. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, or if your organization needs some volunteers, head on over to upersunited.com.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, our CBS Evening News investigation. We go to West Africa to see how chocolate is made with child labor. The reality behind your favorite candies like M&Ms and Snickers. Those headlines and more tonight on the CBS Evening News.
New CBS Tonight.
Everybody that's left, they're all good racers.
There's no weak teams here anymore.
The racers sprint to make the Final Four.
We don't have any room for error.
Not today.
Something can go wrong, and we won't even realize it until it's too late.
The race is going to be close today. We got to outrun them. The other team's close.
Come on! Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I really can't do this.
I don't think we've ever had a Final Four this close.
A new amazing race tonight at 9:30, 8:30 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Everyone loves the Great Lakes. They make you feel like dancing. A great place to celebrate is at Marquette's Maritime Museum, but your help is needed. The museum's roof needs to be replaced to preserve history for future generations. So kick up your heels and help by donating today. Simply go to WZMQ19.com and hit the Raise the Roof link. A public service message from the New Attitude Stand Studios, the Marquette Maritime Museum, at WZMQ 19.
We all know how much it means when someone lends a helping hand, and no community does it better than ours. I'm Ariane Stasek. All of us at 19 News and Goodwill want to thank those of you who supported Operation Warm Up. Your donations of winter weather clothing will go to our neighbors and help keep them warm this winter. We appreciate your support and wish everyone happy holidays.
Goodwill and WZMQ 19 thank you for supporting Operation Warm Up.
Carl Bonak is here with a preview of the new month, which is right around the corner.
Yes, Sarah, it's December, the month with the shortest days, the longest nights, and a lot of cloudiness, too.
Lots of snow usually falls out of those clouds. December is among the snowiest months of the year. The average snowfall ranges from 13 inches in Iron Mountain to over 3 feet at the National Weather Service site near Negaunee to more than 4 feet in Houghton Hancock. What may be the heaviest one-day snowfall in the state of Michigan occurred during a historic storm that began the month in 1985. Herman and Baraga County received 32 inches of snow on December 2nd that year. 10 years later, in 1995, a number of records were shattered at Sault Ste. Marie between December 8th and 11th. Among them was the city's largest snowstorm in history, its greatest 24-hour total, and its deepest snow cover. On occasion, UP residents can shiver with intense Arctic cold during December. One of the coldest Decembers in the recent past occurred in 1983. Iron Mountain crashed to 23 below zero on December 20th that year, while the Weather Service had its coldest December low the same day. On the west end, Ironwood also set a December record with minus 36. On the warm side of the ledger, Houghton peaked at a balmy 54 degrees on December 3rd, 1998, its warmest December day. The National Weather Service also had a December record 59, while it felt like winter skipped town in Iron Mountain as the temperature hit a balmy 64 degrees. Marquette cracked the 60-degree mark on the 3rd in 1982 and as late as the 19th in 1923. This December, as we've been advertising, should be relatively mild. NOAA's outlook gives the Great Lakes, including Upper Michigan, a high probability of above-average temperatures for the month.
So with the milder temperatures, does that mean more snow or less snow?
Well, in this particular case, we've been advertising it, the El Nino winter and so on. It usually would mean less snow. However, I'm kind of concerned because if we don't get enough snow and it turns really cold, let's say in January, we could be dealing with frozen pipes and things like that. So that's something to kind of watch as we move through the month.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Carl. There's a lot to consider when buying a new car, including finding one that isn't going to break down. Chanel Call went to Consumer Reports for a look at some of the most reliable vehicles.
Keith Berry is taking a spin on the Consumer Reports test track in a BMW X5, one of this year's most reliable vehicles. Researchers came to that conclusion after analyzing data and surveys from tens of thousands of car owners.
Responding to us and telling us what went wrong on their vehicles. Our statisticians crunch those numbers and they can predict how reliable a brand's going to be and in many cases how reliable an individual vehicle is going to be.
The BMW received a reliability score of 82. But Toyota dominates the rest of the top 5, with the 4Runner and Camry hybrid earning this year's top scores. Toyota's Alex Sun says the Camry's been offering a hybrid version since 2007.
And gets up to 52 miles per gallon.
It's not just Camrys. Consumer Reports found hybrids from a number of manufacturers scored high.
What makes them more reliable?
Yeah, they're having fewer issues. What's really interesting is that even though hybrid vehicles are more complex, they're 26% more reliable than gasoline-powered cars on average.
Overall, electric vehicles don't fare as well as hybrids, but the report shows that's changing.
The good news about EVs is that we're seeing they're getting better and better every year. They're better than last year.
Out of 30 brands, EV maker Tesla is number 14 for reliability, but the top 2 brands are Toyota and the company's luxury line, Lexus.
Lexus's attention to that detail that they've been building up over the years, that our members tell us that their Lexuses don't have problems.
And buying a vehicle that doesn't have problems can save you thousands of dollars down the road.
Will be mild overnight and dry again tomorrow. Ariane has the outlook on the way next.
Tonight, the dark truth behind your favorite chocolate bars, what a CBS News investigation uncovered about the child labor behind them, and another hospital cyber attack possibly putting patients' lives in danger. Why are more hospitals being targeted on the CBS Evening News?
Not being able to see up close can be frustrating. Introducing Eye Candy, the sweet new way to see everything bigger, brighter, and better than ever before. This lightweight, easy-to-hold magnifier utilizes an optical-grade lens that enlarges print by 300%. Yes, 300%. Embedded in Eye Candy's frame are 12 anti-glare LED lights that dramatically help increase clarity. It's a flashlight and magnifier in one. Lightweight and portable, Eye Candy is ideal for dimly lit restaurants. Read recipes, prescription bottles, or nutritional information. Order now to get your Eye Candy for only $19.99. But wait, there's breaking news. Eye Candy may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Eye Candy is shutting down and stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 Eye Candies per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-957-0215 or visit tryeyecandy.com. That's 1-800-957-0215. Order now.
Diamonds. I'd make my nest out of diamonds.
I'd never eat another worm in my life.
Oh, yep. One ticket and we could be sitting on a gold mine.
The Powerball jackpot. It's all anyone can talk about.
A little chilly over in the Sioux with a temp right now of 28 degrees. These temperatures mostly in the 30s tonight. We'll expect partly to mostly cloudy skies. And then taking a look at tomorrow, those are kind of going to be our highs in that 30 to 40 degree range. And I do apologize. Marquette's Holiday Parade and Lighting is next Friday. But this Friday, you can head to Escanaba. Same temperatures, though. Very chilly out there. I'll have that full forecast also posted on our website.
Finally tonight, a farm in Chatham is offering a unique opportunity to make your own holiday gifts. Rock River Farm, which is usually known for its cut flowers, is shifting to wreath making for the holiday season. The farm hosts wreath making workshops at Barrel and Beam in Marquette Township with their very own homegrown materials. The events usually draw in a large crowd every year to give people an experience of making a memorable gift.
My favorite process of wreath season is going out and harvesting the greens. We are kind of smack dab in the middle of the Hiawatha National Forest, so we're surrounded by some really amazing evergreens and conifers. So we go out and take little snippets of the tips, and that's what we use to make our wreaths.
You can also buy their wreaths at the Farmers Market in the Marquette Commons. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.
Tonight, the break.